Hello, and welcome to the Movie Amigos podcast. Today, I'm starting the episode. That's right, it's me, Josh.
Where does it sound like
I'm joined by...
Sheila?
Hoove it.
Great. And
Sorry
together
about
we
that.
are the Movie Amigos podcast.
Wait.
You do
So,
it.
okay, you started it. I was like, what is he doing? You sounded like you're about to introduce like a new segment. That's why I was like, what is happening?
A new segment, a new episode.
It was good. I liked it.
A new segment
Thanks.
of like a news. Wait.
And we're going to cut to our
News anchor.
what is it?
Juvenile.
Yeah, our news anchor, Juvenal. What's the latest news?
This just in. We've watched the new movie.
That's good.
That's great.
That was awesome.
And what's the movie? This
Can
is
we say right out of the bat?
I
it's in the- I guess
it's in the title.
Yeah. They
It's-
know what they signed up for.
Flaming hair.
Flaming hair.
Oh, remember what was?
Yeah, we
what was
gave
that
some
we
clues.
used?
We gave
Yeah.
some clues.
I don't
Hila
remember
didn't
the
get it
clue.
at
I was
all.
like, what is
I forget
happening?
what the clues
Now I need to
was.
go back and listen. I'm like, I get it now.
Yes, we were like saying synonyms for fuzz
Mhm,
and hot.
And hot. Yeah.
What was the cinnamon?
We were like-
cinnamon. Oh my god, synonym.
We said warm,
Warm
right?
hair.
Warm
I think we
hair, I
did
think
say
that's what it
warm
was.
hair
Warm
once,
hair.
and you were completely lost.
Yeah, I
That
did
is
not
what it
know what
was.
you guys meant. Even throughout the movie, I kind of forgot that that's what the movie was called.
Yes. So we watched Hot Fuzz just a little bit ago. It was
Mhm.
great, and we had pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so it's the cult classic. It's just a classic,
I don't
right?
think so. I think
It's just a classic.
I think it's just a movie.
Okay.
Wow.
It's from the legendary comedy team Simon Pegg, Nick Frost,
Mhm.
directed by Edgar Wright.
Mhm.
Central in the Cornetto trilogy,
Mhm.
and
Unofficial.
the unofficial trilogy.
So is it okay? Keep going, Josh. I have a
And
question.
acclaimed for its quick, witty British humor, which is it's nonstop the whole movie, start to end.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was your first time watching it.
Yes.
This was your
Oof. I don't know. Maybe
100th time watching it. This is my third time watching it,
Mm-hmm.
and and this was an audience pick.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
This was a suggestion by you, the viewer. So thank you, viewer.
Do you remember specifically who?
I think it would be listener
Listener. Oh, yeah.
because nobody watches
that's true.
us.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
we start
Well, they
recording
watch our
now.
clips.
No, yeah, they could watch our clips. That's true.
Yeah, but our faces are not on the clips.
Okay, but quick, unlock your phone or your computer and look at the screen. Thank you, viewer. Okay.
Hey,
Nice.
whoever did that, props to you.
Yes, you're a real one.
A
You're a
real,
movie
real
amigo.
one. Okay.
Do you remember who? Anyway, we can get back into that later. But so yeah, your first time watching it, my third or fourth time watching it, Huva's 100th, 200th time watching it.
I think so. Yeah.
What were your thoughts on it? We'll just start with you.
You guys are not going to agree with me, maybe, but I think this is one of the most wholesome movies I've ever watched.
Aw,
Nice.
really?
It was very wholesome. I didn't know what to expect. I just kind of knew a little bit about it, but even then, I went mostly blind.
Mhm.
So I really, really enjoyed it a lot. And as I said, it was very wholesome. Danny and I forgot
Nick.
his name. Nick.
Mhm.
What's his
Nicholas.
name?
Yeah.
Nicholas. Right, Nicholas, because he's Angel.
Mm-hmm.
They kept
Okay.
calling him other names and messing it up.
Yeah, Angle. So
Yes.
both of their friendship together was beautiful. I
Mhm.
loved it. It was my favorite part. It was so wholesome, and I really liked it. Everything else
Mhm.
was awesome too, but that was like the thing that I liked the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are both watching me.
Because you're talking.
I know. I guess I never noticed how you guys look at me when I talk.
We usually do this in a dark. Usually it's dark. Or
No, it's usually
it's just
like
like
this.
this.
I
Oh,
just
same
didn't
light bulb.
notice.
okay. Well, yeah, you can see my whole
Yeah, I see your
People.
face clearly.
directed
Anyway,
at
it was really, really good. I really liked it, and I'm glad I finally watched it.
good because yeah,
Nice.
it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, for sure. And I also I guess the two are like really good friends in real life,
Mm-hmm.
and that's also why that translates really well on screen because they have really, really good chemistry and how they interact, how they talk to each other, and all that stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's true.
For sure.
Actually, that
Yeah.
translates to the other two movies as well. In the
Mm-hmm.
unofficial trilogy. They're really funny together.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And there's so many things in this movie that it's a movie, right? So it's like there's cuts and like music choices and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but the characters felt like really natural. Like it did feel like real in a sense of like how this, uptight cop would like befriend this like, more novice and relaxed cop, and their buddy comedy relationship was like really the center of the movie, and
Yeah,
it
I
really
really
pushes
liked
the
it,
movie
yeah.
really far,
I
really far.
agree. It was really good. And also, honestly, I will say this, Josh. I was a little surprised that you would like a movie like this.
Really?
Because you're not one to really like satire, right? And we were talking about a movie that's, to me, it's very satire like because of the way it starts. He's the best cop around.
Mm-hmm.
In the most insane way, and it's amazing and chaotic and amazing, and that trickles down all the way to the small town, and like these like sect cult like people killing people underground stuff, and I'm like, this is the most bizarre, craziest story ever, and it's amazing. But also that's what when I was like, I can't believe Josh really likes this movie, because you usually don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because the comedy was more obvious to me, I like bought into it. Like it got me like quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got what it was going for.
Yeah, like it was
than
like
with other
weird
satires
and...
that I usually miss it, or if it's like more serious, and I'm like, what?
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was funny even from the beginning. Like the fact that he's like the best cop ever. He ran this. He won 13 awards in a week. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy is perfect.
He can't even bike normal. His biking is advanced.
Yeah,
Like
everything's perfect. It's so good they have to get rid of him. Except when it comes to emotional connection, which he later finds.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. That was amazing. It was sweet.
Yeah. I like your. I agree with your sentiment about like it's wholesome, because I agree.
Yeah,
it
is wholesome.
And like I guess under the surface, I think that was its message.
Yeah,
I think it was that, and I actually agree with that. I don't disagree with that. But yeah, I like the movie too.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you watched a lot, so I would imagine. And now I kind of want to watch the other ones too. I did watch the other one of them, but I don't remember a lot. So I do want to check the other ones out, especially since it's an quote unquote unofficial. Although it is, right? So why do the people call it that?
Because the Cornetto, which are those like ice cream snacks that they have, appear in every movie. So that's why it's the
that's
Cornetto
why
trilogy.
they call it.
Yes.
So they're
it
in
is
the
a cool sounding
same
name
world,
also.
quote unquote. They're in the same world.
No, I don't think so.
Because
No,
it's the same actors playing different people.
Right. So I think it's unofficially called that. I think having the Cornetto ice cream in it, having the same two actors and director, that's on purpose, right? That's not accidental. And so then also it's unofficially called that because that's what links them all, but they themselves don't call it the Cornetto trilogy. But it's like,
okay,
they meant to do it, but that's just the name that fell up on it. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so that's why it's a trilogy, because it's the same director, two actors, and then they purposely put the Cornetto ice cream in all three of them.
Yeah, like they're connected in like real life, not so much in the world of the movies.
There you go. That's a good way.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I was just curious.
So yeah, it wasn't like Edgar Wright was like, I'm gonna make this trilogy.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was 3 movies. He was on a hot streak, and like that just stuck.
That's kind of cool though. I highly doubt that can be done ever again. So that's pretty cool.
You know what? It is a very unique trilogy. I'll say. It is a very unique, because they're all different, but they have like that weird subversive humor going against trope. Like they have things that they have in common, because it is the same director after all, and they're all comedies too, playing against a certain genre. But yeah, one of them's like a horror, one of them's like a disaster, the other one being a police, crime film. So it's like all of them together, it is something unique. It is definitely an interesting, like, I don't know, entree or something.
Yeah.
Great. Going into this movie, having watched it before, I could appreciate it even more.
Cool.
Knowing the twists, knowing the things that they set up and whatever.
Yeah.
Because all the setups, everything they set up has a payoff.
Yeah.
I love that part of it. So little things, little random things that someone would say, I was like, that's right.
It's right
because
there.
this and this and this, and that happens at the end. And I was like so satisfied by that.
That's fun.
But yeah, they do a really good job of setting things up. Like that stupid scene where it was like, who has guns? Who has guns in the city? And then the two detectives are like, the farmers. Yeah, who else? The farmers' moms. And then later he gets shot by a farmer and their mom.
Yeah.
I love that. I thought that was so
really
stupid
funny.
but funny. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because like the fact that they don't have guns is because of the whole conspiracy, right? That's why there's no guns in the city, quote unquote. Right?
Oh, right.
That's part of it. Like,
right.
there's no guns in the city because it's such a good city or town or whatever. Interesting. And then they all happen to have guns in their little little baskets and like their coats. Like, you never question why that guy has a giant coat.
No one questioned it.
It's
apparently.
cold outside. Maybe he's cold. Like, why? No, I really loved every little thing in this movie because it all paid off. Even the annoying detectives that I wanted to die. They were so annoying. But by the end, they were pretty stand-up guys. I'm like, wow, you know what? They're their own besties. And that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
By the end.
Yeah, I just to get into why I like the film, I love films that intentionally do everything intentionally. Like every line, every shot, the integration of every little detail in the shot, how they're acting it, you know what I mean? Like little things like seeing the chief inspector's like eye twitch, you know what I mean? When he says, oh, you're leaving, you know what I mean? No, you're not going to be here anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every little detail of the movie, I like when a filmmaker and like obviously the people, because Edgar Wright did the movie with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Like they made it together. You know what I mean? It's like it's collaborative. So they know what they want the movie to be, and the movie is extremely intelligent and it's extremely witty, like you're saying, and it's subversive humor that like anyone can really understand. You know what I mean? And it's also satire at the same time. But you can't take it too serious, but the characters feel real. Like all these things that come together make it such a well-written and executed movie. Yeah. So that's what I really like about the movie. Everything. And like all the payoffs, all the foreshadowing. But it's at first it's like, oh, that's funny. You know, Skinner. All the names are like so funny. It's like, so that's just on purpose because it's funny. But turns out, you know, it's because they're all killers. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like Butterman, his hands are like things slip through his hands. His dad being the police chief, he lets things slip through his hands, and his son just being a bumbling fool. You know what I mean? So it's like all the Angel, obviously, you know, he's perfect. That's supposed to be the trope. But I like how the details.
I'm glad you said that because there are some shots that this time around I caught that I was really impressed with. A lot of people talk about the editing in this movie, which I think is superb. I love the way it's edited, but there's like, as far as the framing and the composition itself, there's like that scene where there's the revelation of the police chief being like evil or whatever, and he steps forward in front of the crowd of hooded figures, the circle of hooded figures around him in the far distance, and it's like it's very ominous, but it's like so epic. Like there's so many little things like that, or like when they introduced who was it, the press liaison, and then around him were bubbles that said like rude, lazy, like stupid little things like that. Like that adds like such an interesting dimension, like. Because if you just introduce a person, that's funny in itself, the dialogue that's actually happening. But then the framing and the things around them is like something that they paid so much attention to that I thought was hilarious. Like 10 out of 10. Like you could pause any frame of like one of those introductions and it's like you learn more about the character that they're introducing. It's great. Yeah. But and the editing too. All the transitions are incredible. The scene
musical cues. All
awesome.
All of it.
Awesome.
They purposely did all that, like, on purpose. It's so good. Like, you know, an idea pops into his head, but it's part of the score already. He moves, he looks left, and the musical cues already in the score. Like, it's very intentional. That's what I like about the movie.
Yeah.
I had something else to say, but
it's okay.
I mean, if as great as this movie is, it's obvious that the team had to work well, and right. If they hadn't worked, I mean, who knows what happened behind the scenes? But to be able to create a film that's, you know, this homage, right, in a way to like the buddy cop films, because they talk about it in there, Point Break and Bad Boys 2 and things like that. It was obvious that these people did it out of care and love for either the genre or film in general, because as you guys say, like, there's so many things in there, like all the foreshadowing and the dialogue and the editing and just everything that makes this movie great. I mean, it obviously shows that they care. You know, they care about the film, they care about the art, they care about the skill that it takes to make it, and even probably the teamwork to make it happen. Otherwise, we've seen how many, like, people out there nowadays are like, oh, this people are trying to create this movie or this show, and then they end up leaving, or something happens where the director's changed, or, you know, an actor has to be removed, like things like that, to try to create something cool, but it never really pans out as it used to back then. So it's really cool to see how a movie like this, that's chaotic and crazy and great, be able to be made. And obviously that only comes from the team, and they obviously worked well. That's why they have 2 other films together. So it's good to see that obviously these people either put their egos aside or there's something to make it work. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened, because they're obviously brilliant actors, writers, directors. So it's really cool to be able to hear you guys talk about how awesome this movie is, and you guys still love it, even though you guys have seen it multiple times, and you're like, oh, even watching it a second time is the best. So the fact that you guys can say that, and now that I've seen it, I'm like, oh, that was a great film. I haven't seen a good film like that in a while. And let me tell you, the last movies I've watched they do not compare to what I watched. So it was really a great experience. And it just shows, like, people care. When you care about what you're making, people are going to love it.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
This movie, in a good way, is a product of its time, where it's like, has a creative vision, has like a goal. Like, it's like a lot of movies, some movies nowadays are like disjointed or like broken up by different things that happen behind the scenes. You know, I don't know, industry things or whatever. But yeah, actually, speaking of that, Edgar Wright was brought on to direct an MCU movie. I think it was Ant-Man. I think it was Ant-Man.
It was the first one.
Yeah.
I think.
But then he backed out due to creative differences or something.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show how his process or whatever didn't really gel with what the MCU was trying to produce. Yeah. Which I still liked Ant-Man.
Yeah, I had a good time with that too.
But yeah, I guess I will say I liked Baby Driver more.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason we like Ant-Man was mostly because the actor was so charismatic and good. He played the guy really well.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's why too. I don't know. It's been a while. I haven't seen that since it came out in theaters, so.
I don't know if you guys noticed I guess part of the satire is that at the end there's all the gun shooting and all that. But no one dies from any gunshots.
Yeah.
Or like, well, I guess you know, at the end, right at the end, his friend does get shot, but it's like, I guess we've already said so many spoilers, right?
Yeah. People listening to this, they should already know.
And funny enough, he gets shot by a musket, like a musket type looking gun, and so, but throughout the rest of the movie, no one gets injured from a gunshot wound, and like the guns aren't really like destroying anyone, but they are destroying things. But he does use guns to propel other things onto
bad people. Yeah, that's true.
So, and then also like the glass in front of the in front of the meat,
the deli section,
the deli
whatever
thing, like it's like it only breaks until the
shopping carts
hit it. So I just like that detail of like, you know, it's paying homage to these action films, but it's trying to tell you like something different. Like, this is just an homage. This isn't meant to be taken seriously.
Right.
Yes.
You know, the gunshots this is just funny. You know, this is what an action film is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which it was very fun.
It was so fun. I loved the whole entire sequence of the gunfighting from one location to another. That was great. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah.
And it looked real. It looked like it didn't feel like overly done. It felt like it was the actors, all of them doing their own stunts. I mean, I don't know if they did or not, but it was awesome. I really liked it.
Yeah, it also felt really like small. The movie didn't feel like grandiose and like a huge scale. It was like small scale. So it felt,
like by the end of it, everyone in the village by the end of it.
Right, exactly. And that does show it is a village. Like it's very small. That's the joke, right? He gets this perfect dude gets sent here because nobody wants him there. Like you're making us look bad, dude. Get out of here. But then he goes and literally saves this town from corruption and secrets and all this like crazy stuff happening. So it's funny, right? And they're like, "Oh, we want you back." Turns out that now that you're gone, all our numbers went down. Like, no, good, thank you. I'll stay here. Like, that's just really funny. It's just funny. Like, it's like, it's not that deep or it's not that serious. It's just funny.
You know what? And speaking of which, like the plot that gets uncovered as far as the murders.
Yeah.
Like he's putting the pieces together, going through the newspapers, discovering about the land getting purchased and the it's worth this much and this person's selling it and this person found out.
Like everything links.
So it's like you're getting to it. You're like, wow, there's a big conspiracy behind all of this.
Yes.
And then he asks them, why did you kill them? It's like, oh, we can't have anyone else having her green thumb.
She had an ugly laugh.
She was a bad actor. She had a bad laugh. It's like so stupid and like, wow.
They hated his house. So
they hated his house, so they killed him and blew it up. It's like
that's so funny.
That was great. That was a great revelation moment because there's like there was already something of a twist. It was like a double twist. It was great. So funny.
Wasn't it like thing that they were chanting like for the good of all or something?
The greater good.
For the greater good. And every time he would say it, they would repeat it. For the greater good. For the greater good. He's like, shut up. It was really funny. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I've laughed in a while watching a movie like this. It was a really good time. Very good time.
I do like with what you're saying that also another way that it's even more subversive is that these people, their malice wasn't a very well thought out malice, but it was just like, I guess, what do you call it? Instinctive or like just plain petty.
Yeah. Malice, like, I'm going to murder you for this thing.
It's a very small town thing, right? I think that a big part of the small town aesthetic, as you may call it, it's very much like you're in everybody's business and I know the neighbor and so it's so interesting to see how those people are petty about the other for that reason because it's a small town and you see them every single day. Like I have to hear her freaking laugh every day. It's so stupid. It's like you kill and all of it just so the town is perfect. I mean, they were technically doing
First Village of the Year award,
and they did it right. They made it happen. That's why it was so quiet and there was no crime. And we haven't had crime in 20 years. And it's like, wait, because everyone's dead underground.
These accidents keep happening.
Oh my god! Like, don't you ever wonder why there's so many accidents?
And the detective's like, murder. You're always on about murder. It's like
the M word.
Like we're in a police department right now.
That's so funny. Like the M word. We don't talk about that around here.
M word.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. All of it was, and now I kind of want to rewatch it just so that I can see all these people be crazy because they're all crazy, all of them.
Yeah, because they do like the parts that I don't know how to explain it. There's little things that you hear walkie-talkie radio, transmissions, and he's walking through town and things are happening, cool. and you're like, why is everyone being so weird right now? And it's like afterwards you're like, right, because they're all in on it together.
That's
managing,
so
watching
interesting.
him.
Yeah, because they're like all the main people are involved in a way, right? They're like the floor. Was the florist involved?
Yes.
She was like she was part of them, and she was just gonna leave, and she got killed.
Yeah.
So instantly she knew who killed her.
Yes.
I would imagine.
Probably.
Yeah, most likely.
So why was she telling Angel about it? Did you hear?
She was telling him that she was leaving.
Yeah,
because he asked why she was moving.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Or yeah, he asked why she was moving. Did I say
because
that?
she also
Did I say
told
that?
the bad speller guy that she was moving, and that's why he got killed because he found because of his spelling.
Right. We're getting too.
You're right. He got killed because he sucked at spelling. And he was annoying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And now it's too gossipy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough news.
Exactly.
Well, what is there to talk about when there's no murders in 20 years?
I guess just tabloid gossip.
Oh my gosh.
His name was Messenger.
That's right.
That was really cute.
Those names were amazing. Which reminds me, every time that guy drove by with the music playing, like Romeo and Juliet.
Oh yeah.
And then with the fire, he would just remember like, oh, what a sad thing today, and it was like music about fire, people burning.
That was so freaking fun. I love that character. I love that character. What? He was my favorite, probably.
Oh, he was annoying.
He was so like mustache twirling, like evil.
Yeah.
So great.
This is probably the best place where it works.
Yes.
That mustache twirling evil guy works here perfectly. His name, the way he talks, the creepiness around him.
It's like I could just decapitate them. It's like, okay.
And it's like so obvious, but there's no way. Your brain is like, wait. There's no way he's the bad guy. That's too obvious.
Right, exactly.
And he is the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Which is the funniest one. Like, oh man, it's good stuff. Good stuff for sure.
He did he intentionally, like, I feel like it was a happy coincidence for him when he was like chanting "Splat the rat."
Yeah.
In like the church event or whatever.
Right.
Splat the rat, while he like looked at him intensely, meaning he wanted to kill him, but splatting him because he's a rat, as like he's like, you know, tabloid messenger or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's the newspaper guy.
Yeah.
And so then it was a happy coincidence, right? When he came right in the spot where he can throw the thing on top of it and splat him.
Maybe, but I mean, maybe he already was trying. He's like probably looked. But who's the one that pushed that? Was it him or was it the strong guy? The one that said Narp?
It could have been
Yarp.
Yeah, Yarp. It could have been.
Like that's probably what was waiting. Like, oh, you should go over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe he was just like, go kill him, and then he's just like a good killer, I guess.
I mean, he has to be. How many people did he kill?
That's true.
He killed a lot. Enough to run away and get cut and everything. Who is he, by the way? He just showed up there? Isn't he like someone's cousin?
The Yarp guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like a relative.
Who has a sister and a mother who is the same person.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. That's why he says Yarp.
Yes.
He lives with his mom and his sister, and they're the same person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So they're saying he's like psycho, right?
He has some sort of affliction.
An affliction?
They said he had a child's brain. Is how they put it in the movie.
Oh, see? Okay. That makes sense.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's why he paused when he grabbed the monkey.
Oh, yeah. That was sweet, kind of. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now we can talk more in detail about the platonic romantic relationship of these two wonderful men. They are platonic. Okay, I love when there's like male friendships in media because I feel like nowadays, or maybe not, I don't know, nowadays you don't see that. You don't see platonic male friendships.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful to see because men are weird. And I say that because I'm a girl. I'm a woman, right? Guys are weird. They're not very sentimental. They're not known to be very like, hey, bestie, let's go to the bathroom together. They don't do that. But when they like have real friendship, like it's legit. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we were able to see this in the most wholesome way, like he's so closed off, and even his ex-wife left him before that reason. Like, you're always working, you're always on, blah blah blah.
I think that was Kate Blanchett, by the way.
I think it was. Mm-hmm. I just watched Cinderella, so I think it was. I was like, that looks familiar. It looks familiar. Anyway, so then be able to see how this other guy just kind of like, snuck his way into his tender heart in a very wholesome, like, come on, let's have a couple drinks. Yes. And like the first time he ever smiled in the whole movie was with him when he made a stupid joke about like the ketchup, and he laughed. Yes. It was so wholesome. I was like, he finally smiled. He's like never
caught
done
him
that.
Off guard.
Yeah, he was like, that's so funny. And then eventually that like goes back to the ketchup later on when he gets stabbed. So it's just really cute to see that. Then when he was gonna go get the plant on his birthday, and he won him the monkey, like all of those little cute things that he did genuinely. He wouldn't have done them if he didn't feel like he needed to. So I really liked all of that. Then when like Danny held his shoulder at that thing, that betrayal hurt me. I was like, no, you cannot be in on it, dude. I was so sad. But then he changed his mind. So I was happy again. But it was just really sweet to see all those little details and like their friendship, and how Danny was just a good guy. You know, he has a weird dad, but he was a nice dude, a really nice dude who just kind of liked cake and stuff. Also, like, he's like the guy. It's like, oh, hey. His introduction was great. Some dude that drives drunk.
Yes.
And love that. That's so funny.
They put him in the thing. It's like, who are you looking for? I'm a police officer. They're like, what? That's my dad.
Why are you dressed as a police officer?
It's just really funny.
I am one? What do you mean?
He was really sweet too. I love that. I love this. And if they're in like more movies and they're all besties than the other ones, then I'm gonna watch the other ones for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'll
highly
like
recommend.
Then yeah, I'll for sure watch them.
Yeah.
But the movies that they reference, like Point Break, or that they explicitly reference, Point Break, Bad Boys 2, like those do have that bromance,
they do
bro chacho relationship, and that is something that is very. It is nice. It is nice. As a guy, I would say it's nice to see on screen, just like guys being dudes, guys, you know, letting loose, having fun, because it's not usually captured the right way, you know, on TV or in movies.
I think it's a product, like you were saying before, it's a product of its time. I don't know when you said it, but it's a product of its time. And I like that she said that because it's true. Nowadays, they won't make those anymore because everything's too sexualized now. So now if it's two friends who are both guys, they're gay. They're immediately gay. But this is back in 2006, I think. And it's a British film. So it's like it's not there yet. You know what I mean? That sexualization of like friendship or like any kind of platonic friendship has now been sexualized, you know? So that's sad that we don't really see that. And that's rare. That's Bad Boys 2, Point Break, that's 90s. Or Bad Boys 2 might be like early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah.
And then this one's early 2000s, mid 2000s, you know? So I completely agree. And I do like seeing movies that have that because that's how it was. That's how I grew up. I was close with my brother, my cousins, friends that were guys, and we were like that. You know, we would hug each other. We would like make up, you know what I mean? Like, sorry I hit you, and we would hug, you know? It's like that's how kids should, you know, have friends. And it goes back to kids because that's how they flourish and develop, you know? It's that childlike way of seeing, you know, friendships.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Without it being anything more than that. And I do agree. I think that says a lot about modern media in general, whether it's a guy that's friends with a guy or a girl being friends with a girl, or just two people of different genders or whatever, just two people standing next to each other. And look, I get it. I like to ship things, okay? But sometimes you don't need to do that when there's great friendships, right? And when you see two people being caring and loving towards each other in a friendship way, it's just nice. And you don't really see that. Like, you want to look at most recent things and you're like, okay, what has come out in the last 5 years that is very similar to that? And we're in, 2023? When did 21 Jump Street come out? That one came to mind. A few years ago. Exactly. That was a while ago. Maybe? And that was a nice friendship movie, too. They were before. Besties.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was before, like 2015. Let me check.
Okay, well, definitely, as I said, 5 years.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of another friendship movie. Because, for example, another friendship movie that's great and isn't weird, it's like Bridesmaids, right? It's two friends fighting for another friend, and it's a very girl thing. Like, you know, you get jealous about your bestie.
2012. 21 Jump Street.
Dang.
I was going to guess 2013.
Pretty good. But yeah, so movies like that I don't really see anymore, which is kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. A spider.
Oh, it is a spider.
There's a spider in my room.
I don't see it.
It
was up there. It's gone, dude.
What?
Are you scared of spiders?
It almost bit me. I almost became Spider-Man.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Any spider bites you.
Any spider. Yeah.
I got bitten by a spider once. That's why I was scared of them. I was hugging my blankets and there was a spider there and it bit me.
You want me to
Where was this?
I was like 4.
You want me to take care of it?
No, it's okay. I'm not scared of them anymore. Unless they're like giant and thick and gross and hairy. I don't like those.
Like tarantulas?
Yeah, I don't like those. They're disgusting.
It sounds discriminatory to me.
Would you want to hang out with one, Josh?
Are they venomous?
Tarantulas?
I don't think so. They're just scary.
I also don't think so.
Because I've heard both. I've heard that they're dangerous, and people are like terrified of them. But I've also heard they're not dangerous at all.
I think they are venomous. Let me check.
Are they really? So I have more reason to be scared of them.
No. They're not.
Do you want to cuddle with a spider? Like that?
Wow,
tarantula?
I can't spell tarantula to save my life.
It's in Spanish, too. Did you find it?
Yeah.
This is very off topic, by the way.
They do possess venom.
Look at this silence, Josh.
They do possess venom. But apparently, most of the injuries when they bite you is from their hairs.
Oh, what do you mean their hairs? This officially became... I think we've talked about how it's like the animal podcast or something in another episode. It's happening again.
Yeah, when one of these spiders is threatened, it rubs its hind legs across its own body surface and flicks thousands of tiny hairs towards the threat.
Wow, that's kind of cool. I mean...
Are tarantulas friendly? Oh, let me see.
Oh my God, Josh, this is not about movies. Unless we talk about Charlotte's Web. That's a movie.
Most species of tarantulas are considered to be docile.
Aww.
Especially the Chilean rosehair, the Mexican red knee, and the Brazilian black tarantula.
What the?
Wow.
But
what about the Australian
They
ones?
don't have the ability to express emotions like friendliness. Okay, great.
Thank you. How do they know?
That's sad.
I don't know. Like the two cops in
like the two
Hot
cops.
Fuzz also
the fuzzy
tarantula-related.
tarantulas. Okay.
We brought it back.
There it is.
Did it.
Okay, so if you could describe this movie in one word, what would it be? I mean, I used wholesome, so you can't take mine.
Fast would be mine.
Fast?
Fast. The editing's fast. The story moves fast, decently fast.
Yeah.
Because the first time I watched it with my sister, but she like wasn't really paying attention, so she would like go to the kitchen, come back, like
you hate that.
do something, come back.
I do too.
Yeah,
so much.
It was so. Then she was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Okay, so he's getting relocated to," and she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Okay, so there's this village. It's like the best village ever, or whatever." I'm like, "You just gotta like, it's fast. It is a fast-paced movie." And ultimately they do have the high-speed chases.
That was so fun. I love that.
With the ammunition going off during the chase. Yeah, I would say that it's a fast movie. And then the jokes are fast too.
That's
if
true.
you don't miss it,
yeah,
you'll catch the next one.
Yeah.
That's
if it went
true.
over your head, you'll get the next one.
That's very true.
So,
I liked all of them.
Yeah, everything that I understood or that I caught, I was like, that's funny.
There's one thing I caught, which was, like one thing you catch on a second viewing, like for example, like you were saying, is when he has that epiphany when the lady says, "Did they catch those killers?"
Mm-hmm.
Or like it was multiple, as in more than one.
Yeah,
and it's because she's already aware, because she's part of it.
She knows there's multiple.
So then, but in his head, he's probably thinking she's just like doesn't know, and she's just saying killers, even though it was supposed to only be one. But obviously later on we find out, okay, she knows because she's part of it, and she knows it's the NWA or whatever, the Neighborhood Watch Alliance. So yeah,
the fact that that's
so
their name too.
That's also hilarious.
That's obviously has to be on purpose.
Also hilarious.
That's amazing.
The fact that it's NWA is very because in the movie it stands for Neighborhood Watch Alliance. In
Alliance?
Yeah,
or
I think
Allegiance?
So. Let me see.
One of those.
In real life,
you're gonna look up what's NWA stands for.
I know what it stands for. I don't need to look that one up. I know what that stands for.
You got to put NWA.
It stands for Homies with Attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
so okay. I sound very not street saying that.
That's so funny.
But yeah, and they have their most famous song is "Not Very Favorable to the Police."
Right.
That's funny.
Really so the fact that it's
funny.
the NWA running everything is very, very on many layers ironic and funny.
That's so funny. Okay, so what were you looking up, Josh?
Oh, I was gonna see if it was Alliance or
Allegiance.
Hold on, I got it.
Okay, you got it.
What about you, Hila? If you were to describe this movie in one word,
I said wholesome.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I was gonna ask you, what is the word you choose? Mine was wholesome. Josh is fast.
Man, I gotta really think about it. I guess
you cannot use funny.
I was gonna say no.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say like what I said
Why
before.
are there rules now?
I guess my favorite aspect of it, I'm gonna say detailed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
is.
I like that.
Because it is very, very.
It's
detailed.
better than fast.
Or I guess
I'm just
intentional.
kidding.
I like the intentional.
Okay, that's
of, like,
good. I think
everything.
that's fun. And I think perhaps like I'm sure I didn't catch everything. It was fast. And also like once I watch it again, I'll see all those little details. But I think that's also fun when you see a story that when you read it again, you see it. You're like, wow, it was there from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's fun. Like being able to see something. You can't do that with a lot of movies nowadays because no one's gonna watch a 3-hour movie in hopes that there's a reason for certain things because there probably isn't.
Yeah, this one is definitely more rewarding on the rewatch than
very fun.
Say, I don't know. Yeah, I guess a typical
Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man. Yeah,
Ant-Man or Baby Driver. Is Baby Driver watchable? I've watched it like 3 times, but
oh yeah.
Watchable? What do you mean?
Like, can you watch it again? Maybe.
Oh, like watch it again and then appreciate.
Yeah.
You saw in the first.
What was the last movie Edgar Wright did? Not Baby Driver. What's the one after?
Last Night in Soho, I think.
Oh.
I haven't watched that.
I haven't seen it either. I've heard things.
Last Night in Soho?
Yeah, it's with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay.
And the guy that...
Oh, Edgar Wright did that. Oh, it's like a ghost movie,
It's like a psycho thriller, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've heard mixed reviews on that. I haven't seen it. I do want to watch it, though. But it's mixed reviews. It's Anya Taylor-Joy and then the girl that played the Jewish girl.
And Jojo Rabbit.
And Jojo Rabbit.
Right. Yeah, right.
Sorry, I didn't want to call her that. She has a name. Sorry.
Thomasin McKenzie?
Yes, that's her.
Yeah, it's called Neighborhood Watch Alliance. Neighborhood spelled with the British spelling.
Okay, got it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Nice.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
So, I guess now we can say thank you to the person who recommended this.
Yes.
They nagged me constantly.
Her name in Jojo Rabbit is
Jewish girl.
Elsa Core.
Elsa! That's her name.
Yes.
She was great in that movie. Oh, wait, you hated it.
I wasn't a fan of Jojo Rabbit.
Why, Josh?
I couldn't take either the funny things or the dramatic things seriously.
Okay.
So Jojo Rabbit hits like the wrong way for both sides on me compared to this movie.
Okay.
Where it hits the dramatic parts.
I think it's
and
possible
the funny parts
because of the subject, right?
Yes.
Subject matter.
Like, so instantly I'm going in taking it way more seriously than some random, not random, but some village.
Yeah, it makes sense.
In the country, in the English country, rather than like, a global conflict that is like
I
the
think
worst
sometimes people take satire too seriously too. Like they want to make it like, extreme when you don't have to, right? Satire is having the people in a small town be like murderous, like crazy people, been murdered people for 20 years and like dumped the dead bodies underground. Like, that's insane. But it's so subtle too. It's just, it doesn't have to be like Hitler being someone's best friend.
I agree. I strongly agree.
And don't get me wrong, I love Jojo Rabbit. I love that movie. I really, really liked it and what it meant to say. But I'm just saying, I get where you're coming from. So I get it. I'm right there with you, my friend.
Thank you.
I don't agree with it, but
no, but that's good.
I see what you mean. Sometimes it's the little small things that make the most impact.
Because in this one, it's like the small scale of Hot Fuzz. Like you're gonna walk into the shop and look at the shop owner and be like, Next time you go to a florist, you're gonna be like, it's like that thing that kind of applies more in real life.
Okay,
but our interaction with like the Third Reich are like different.
Yes.
Are in a very different.
I shouldn't laugh, but yes, I know what you mean.
Then Stephen Merchant was in both movies.
You know what? Hold on. Time to change my rating.
He was the Swan guy in this one, and then he was like a high-ranking officer in the Jojo Rabbit.
Do you think
he came in and interviewed the little boy?
Yes.
Or like asked him questions. Interrogated.
Yeah. I didn't realize. Yeah, you mentioned that he was a Swan guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and then they caught the swan at the end too.
They did.
Taika Waititi was in both too.
Wait, what?
Taika Waititi.
He's in. There's no way.
Yeah, he's in the first one.
In Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different movie.
You seem so offended. Like, what?
There's no way.
No, there's no.
I would have recognized the accent for sure.
Of Thor.
Oh wait, what? Like
the first one.
He's not in that one either.
I think he's just messing with you, dude. I think he's just messing with you.
Stephen Merchant is in both, though.
Okay, I've got to look this up.
Well,
wait, Stephen Merchant? You don't believe me?
Taika Waititi.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I have like 10 things to look up now.
So, if you wanted to choose like an order of how to watch these unofficial trilogy, how would it be?
I would watch them in order of release.
Same.
Okay, which one came out first?
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
The World's End.
The World's End.
How far apart did they come out? A couple years?
I think so.
I think it was. I think 2 or 3. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think The World's End might be 2008.
So it was like pretty much like back to back.
Or 2009.
Right, pre-production,
2004,
production,
Shaun of the Dead.
post-production.
Hot Fuzz 07.
Okay.
World's End 2013. So a little longer for that
Little
one.
longer, okay.
Yeah, I remember that one coming out later. Like, or feeling like it took longer.
Yeah, because that's the one. That last one is the one I watched, and I think it's because it came out when I was like older.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, yeah, like when Hot Fuzz hit theaters, like I wasn't like trying to watch it.
You were trying to watch what movie?
I don't know.
2006.
Maybe the
Finding Nemo, maybe.
No, that was 2004 or 3, around there.
The Incredibles.
No, Spy Kids.
Okay, we're going way too far back.
I don't know when it came out. 2002, right?
Yeah,
Spy
maybe.
Kids, 3D?
Yeah, 2002, I think. 2001, maybe.
I came to the Americas in
Trying to think
2002.
of a single movie that came out in 07.
07.
007?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's way later. Dang it, I can't think of a single
Casino
thing.
Royale, I think.
In 2007.
No, Casino Royale is 06,
okay,
I think.
which
No?
movie won best picture in 2007?
All right.
Well, I have no idea.
We forgot that movies existed in 2007.
Clearly, I was too busy about my middle school crush or whatever.
2007. We were in 7th grade.
My
Yeah.
gosh, I was in high school.
No, you weren't. You were in middle school. You were in 8th
I
grade.
was in high school.
Weren't you a year higher?
I was graduated in 2010.
Guys,
Psh, dude's
The
old.
Departed
The Departed.
won
Oh,
Best
okay.
Picture in
Okay.
2007.
Oh.
The Departed.
Wow.
The Paddington?
Yes.
Departed.
The Paddington?
You can handle the truth.
That's good.
All right, wrong movie.
Okay, so what other movies came out that year then?
Oh, I got you.
I mean, this officially became a not Hot Fuzz movie,
Yeah.
obviously.
Definitely recommend Hot Fuzz though.
Oh, it was
100%.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was a 5-star movie for me.
I guess just to pull a
Spider-Man
bow on
3,
Hot Fuzz.
guys.
Spider-Man.
I was trying to watch
3.
Spider-Man 3 in theaters. For
That's
sure.
why our brains were
That's why.
erased.
That's
Pretty
why
sure I
everything
watched it
shut
in
down.
theaters.
2007. I did too.
Hot Fuzz.
No, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
same. How did I end up there? I
Watched
have
it
no
in
idea.
theaters.
I loved it too.
Spider-Man
Wait,
3.
when did
When I watched it in the theater.
When did
Yeah.
I still
do.
Step Up came out, Josh? Was it in 2007?
The first one?
Yeah.
I think it was a little later.
I got taken for my birthday.
Emo Peter, bro, he's a staple, and now he's a meme.
And then, but it's circling back around. Now people think it's cool again.
You're right. It is cool now. People love it.
The
They're
Emo
into
Peter.
him. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
They're
what I
into
meant by
it.
he's a meme.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Spider-Man in itself is a meme.
Have you watched the Bully Peter?
Yes,
course I
Bully
have.
Peter
Bro,
inserted into
so
everything.
funny, bro.
Yes, it is hilarious.
The last one I saw was into The Last Jedi, I think it was.
I
That's
where he
haven't seen that
defeats
one.
funny.
Kylo Ren.
No. With
no,
his dance
oh.
move?
Yes,
Yeah, that one. I've seen that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
hilarious. Because I love that scene. But yeah, Bully Peter is very good in that.
That's
Also,
hilarious.
that's very good because it's a very serious, dramatic, climactic scene. And then
Is
you have
it?
him dancing,
Is it
saying,
though? Yeah.
I
good
got
question.
sand in your eye.
Is
and,
it?
like, all that stuff.
Is it, Josh? I haven't rewatched Star Wars, so I don't even know.
I'm like the only person on earth who liked The Last Jedi.
I think you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, The Last Jedi is spoilers alert to The Last Jedi, where freaking Rey was a Skywalker for no reason,
Yeah.
just because she wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah. In the Casino Planet. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
This is a Last Jedi review now.
Look, I didn't hate the movie; it was fine.
Anyway, Step Up came out in 2006.
I was close.
You were very close.
Dang it!
I feel like it was destined to, because like J.J. Abrams came out with like Force Awakens. He was like, let's just do it over again, and we're gonna make this just like everyone's gonna love it because this is gonna be stuff that everyone's supposed to love.
Yeah.
And then the next director was just like, no, we're gonna make it all subversive. We're gonna change it all. It's gonna be backwards.
And I was here for it. I was very much here for it.
And
I
then
really
J.J.
can't
Abrams came
believe
back
that,
and was like,
John.
no.
Yeah, and then
It's like,
JJ.
it's tug of war.
Nah, they shouldn't have.
You know what I mean?
That last movie is the one that made me mad. I was still on board with Last Jedi.
Oh, you were on board with Force
And then
Awakens.
Rise of the Skywalker or whatever it's
Oh,
called.
Skywalker. That's the one where she becomes.
Well, no.
Wait,
she
what's
doesn't
the
become
order?
So
Force
it's
Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Well, hold on.
The Last Jedi.
Hold on. Was it Clone Wars? No. Phantom Menace.
Oh, you're going all the way to the beginning.
No.
Clone Wars.
This is not a Star.
Okay,
Revenge
sure.
of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
New Hope.
That's the wrong title.
Okay. New Hope.
Well, I guess George Lucas gave it to
Empire Strikes Back. Oh my gosh.
It's right in front of you.
There's a Revenge of the Jedi
Return
poster in
of
front
the
of me.
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi poster in front of me. Return of the Jedi. Then it's the Star Wars Force Awakens.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, Solo. Well, I mean, and then we're gonna count the TV shows.
I guess
we
we're
got
Skywalker.
Force,
Yes.
What's that? The one in the middle, the standalone.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Okay, so yeah.
Well, I guess if we're counting those.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was
Rogue
just messing
One,
with you.
Solo. Well, I mean, Solo actually was between the, but whatever.
And then Rogue One was before New Hope.
Right.
I know enough.
Yeah. And I quite liked Rogue One.
I watched it. Didn't I watch it with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hate that either.
Yeah, so then we got Force Awakens, The Last Jedi,
And then
Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah.
It has to be Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Oh, okay. I was so confused about these titles. I thought the last one was The Rise of the Skywalker. No.
Yeah, that's the last one.
No,
It's like,
Never
why
mind.
does it even matter at this point?
yeah, I mean, they should just, whatever. Aren't they making new ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
oh
believe
yeah.
it.
And they're going way far and way back. Forward and backward in
Oh, yeah.
their timeline.
You should look up the newest Disney.
But
don't
they've
look it up right now.
canceled.
Do
They've
it
canceled
later.
a couple of the things that they announced. Actually,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
really?
heard that.
Yeah, they
that
recently canceled some of that stuff.
already.
Why?
People didn't like
this
it.
is way. This is
Not
beyond
enough
my-
budget.
Disney's
They
not-
need money for their live action remake of Tinkerbell.
Oh,
don't
I
know.
see.
The
Yeah.
next one doing is Snow White, guys.
Hmm?
Snow
Oh,
White
no.
live action.
Oh, no.
What? I'm being serious.
You're what?
You
How
know,
have I not
at
heard of
this
this?
point, I'm a live action pro. Of course, I know when they're coming out, dude. The next one's Snow White.
I'm not excited for that.
Why?
What about Maleficent? They already did
They
this.
already did too. But she's Sleeping Beauty, not Snow White.
Oh, that is Sleeping Beauty. You're right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wrong villain, Josh. Fake
Sorry.
fan.
Yeah, clearly.
Wow. Fake
I
princess
need to
fan.
re-up my Snow White knowledge.
Okay, well, it looks like we moved on from Hot Fuzz. And it was great. I'm excited for the next movies. And I would recommend this movie to anyone who likes to laugh and enjoy a fun Saturday action-packed film.
Same here.
It
It's
was
a
a
good
good time.
comedy as long as you're not doing stuff in the kitchen at the same time.
Yes.
I would recommend. Very enjoyable. Very good editing.
Yeah,
especially.
I don't really notice that type of stuff, but it was great. Every
Oh,
single
if
movie, yeah.
There's the. I've never heard anyone talk about the one where they're calling out the. They have like a rolling.
Yeah, for like bingo type
Yeah,
thing.
like a bingo cage for like the names for the prize at the fair.
Yeah.
And then there's like a spiral staircase that the killer is running up. As they're
Yes.
turning it. I thought that was. There's so many smart things like
And
that.
the
Yeah.
two people that they call are the people that are missing
Yes.
from the.
That's
Yes.
true.
That was it's very smart, very
That's
clever.
actually really fun.
Yeah, totally worth a watch. Would recommend.
Yeah, and it's not even that long. You can't even feel the length or anything.
Mhm.
Everything's just so fast paced. It's fun, entertaining. This town is crazy, and I love it.
Yes.
It's a good time for sure.
Definitely recommend it. I rate it 10 pizzas out of 5 breadsticks.
Oh,
Nice.
good. That's a good rating.
one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I kind of want some more pizza.
Okay, well I ate all of it. So anyway, I think this is it, right? It was a good time.
You don't want to talk about The Last Jedi anymore?
No.
So here's what I liked about it.
Let's save that for the next episode.
Okay, sounds
we'll
good.
call it The Last Jedi. Josh's thoughts 2.0.
Okay, sounds good.
Just like that.
That disgusting title.
Oh, what's our next thing that's happening?
Oh, we're gonna have a fun talkie one.
Yeah, probably a fun talking one. And then I've got a movie.
Oh, Josh has
Also-
a movie.
Right, that's what I was asking. What's
I
the
have
next
one.
movie?
Well, you
I
wanna
have
It's
one.
your
tell
choice?
us?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to tell us?
It's going
or
to be a
no?
surprise?
I want to leave it as a surprise.
Okay.
Okay, first, do I need to watch like 3 documentaries before I enjoy it?
We should be fine.
Is there any trigger warnings?
No, we should be good.
Okay, good.
Okay.
But you
Well,
might want to brush up on your French.
My French? Oui, oui. Well, who is a pro?
Les Mis.
Bonjour.
We're watching Les Mis, the musical with Russell Crowe.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I can't wait. If it's a musical, I'm here for it. In
Cold.
French. It's probably the French wave film that you were talking about.
Warm. Hot. You're hot.
Okay.
G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra.
Extremely hot. Piping hot.
That's a place in
G.I.
France.
Joe,
in case
Cobra
anybody
movie,
was
but
listening.
in French.
In French. With French subtitles.
French dialogue.
Okay, French audio.
There you go.
What's a famous French film that I can't think of? Oh, the
Amélie?
French Connection.
Good. Good guess. Good guess. Yeah, so...
Well, can't wait.
Midnight in
stay tuned
Paris.
for that.
I'm thinking of all like American movies.
Yeah.
That are a bit, like,
Only
you know,
American.
the setting
There's
is
no
France.
other country that makes films. Just America.
French films also. Yeah, that's very good.
That's funny.
Good guess. French Connection's a better
Who
guess.
other goes to France? Who goes to France? Paris and Emily. That's all I can think of. Because that's clearly where my brain goes. Trashy Netflix shows.
Rugrats. Did they
Goes
go
to
France?
Paris. Yeah, they go to Paris.
The Rugrats sequel.
Did they go to Paris again?
Was it Paris?
Why don't they go
Don't
to
look at
Paris?
me, I have
Because
no idea.
Chucky.
You didn't watch the Rugrats movies?
I did, but I don't
Chucky's
remember.
Chucky's dad finds a girlfriend there and then gets married, and then Chucky has a new mom. I remember watching that in theaters and I was sobbing. I was crying so hard when that pretty lady that's moms with Kimmy goes to dance with Chucky when all the other moms are dancing with their kids. It was so sweet.
Does the movie by any chance star Marion Cotillard?
Unlikely.
What?
Okay, never mind.
Anyway,
I'll
so
check.
I'm over
I'll look
here
it up.
talking
No, never
about
mind, it's
how I
okay.
was sobbing, and who was like, "Is it a movie?"
I'm trying to think of the movie. I'm really trying to think of it.
You won't find it, believe
Okay,
me.
never mind.
Anyway, well, in conclusion, great film, great time, and we'll be back another time. I think we'll talk. Well, maybe we'll play a game.
Maybe.
I know Hubert has a game there, so we might use that and then just play with it.
That'd be fun.
It's like
Yeah,
a
let's do it.
movie. I don't know how to
Game.
play it per se, but we can use the cards.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good time. Why not?
I think it's called Blockbuster, is it?
It is.
Hashtag not sponsored.
All right. I guess this is my goodbye.
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 What are you about to say?
my chords are already fried.
Yeah, same.
Ah,
From
wow.
yesterday.
Oh.
From yesterday
Ah, wow.
and today. I'm old officially.
Au revoir, Shoshana.
You should cut it there.
Cut it.
Yeah, after I say that, I'll cut it.
Cut it.
Right now?
Clapéame, papo.
Ew, that's
That
gross.
sounds so
That was gross. Okay, I guess we can
Let's see how
start.
the sound
We're
is.
only talking about this movie, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.